joined as always by my co-host of the Central Valley Stat Pat Stateless Patriot. Hope you enjoyed last week's April Fool's episode with Stat Pat going right for a little bit, which was really fun. But he is back, and thank
Hmm.
God.
No, of
Once
course.
again, my voice of sanity in these crazy times,
Yeah.
because I have kind of like actively ignored a lot of news. I wait till the end of the day now to do my news because it's so upsetting everything that's going on.
I envy you, honestly. Yeah, there's literally just so much, and it just brings down the mood for sure. The end of the day is like the worst for me when it comes to consuming news because, like, by the end of the day, I just worked and it should be winding down instead of like stressing over some new nightmare, some new tidbit of information, some new news item that or an update to an existing news item. It's just like
Hmm.
I'd rather be winding down and like not be distracted by whatever the fuck is going on. Like I got shows to catch up on. But
Hmm.
I try my best during the day to like see what's up, and like if something passes my feed and like just pops up or whatever, then it's there. I'm aware of it, but it's it's a lot to just actively seek it out and just like be informed about shit because it's just too upsetting. Just so much
Right.
of it is too upsetting.
Yeah, and to see Fox News staying like loyal, but then at the other hand, having to deal with the stock market crash
Hmm.
is pretty amazing. Like
Of
they're
course.
all about like the party of money and the party of raging economy is always the performance of the stock market, right?
Yeah.
So they have an interesting quagmire in front of them that they're not navigating very well. It's kind of funny to watch
No. Yeah.
all of the business people are like, yeah, this is stupid. I don't
Of
know what it's
course.
doing.
Yeah, yeah. It's like they're all walking a tightrope because it's just like, yeah, go Trump, go, and also like none of this makes any fucking sense whatsoever. Like, oh yeah, I just lost thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars potentially, but whatever. I mean, are we winning yet? Is this making America great again? And it's just a whole fucking mess. Apparently, like he used like a really dumb math equation that like he got from like some sort of like Chat GPT or some equivalent to that. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, and there's more and more shit about AI that's coming out, which is a whole other tangent about how uh their source
AI is going to
material.
be a red hot issue in 2028.
Oh, of course,
The
yeah.
AI is going to be a red hot issue in 2028,
Hmm.
and the tech bro oligarchy is going to be on trial, and
Yeah,
it'd be interesting to see if people on the left rise to the occasion because it's going to be a meaty pitch down the center
yeah,
to
yeah,
take a swing at for the
yeah.
left.
Oh, exactly, and
I'm thinking that this midterms are going to result in him losing the House, but probably not the Senate. And
maybe,
I think that we'll still see turnout issues with
yeah,
primary voters in
probably,
2026. And I think that we will see, simply because it's a presidential election year, you'll see primary voters come out in record numbers in 2028. That's my recent like hedge of this voter growth. Um,
yeah.
there will be a big participation number in the midterms, but like Kat Abigazlela, whatever, she should
Hmm.
win. At least I hope she wins. I have
Right.
no idea if she. I have no idea. I shouldn't say she should win because I honestly have no idea what her chances are. She should be pretty good because their incumbent is like 80 years old and should just retire and bow out. So Kat could be a shoe in for that spot. And I hope she gets it. But I think there's only going to be a handful of her, that happen
Yeah.
and that even run, and who knows how many win. Um, and the real wave is going to be 2028, I think, simply because it's a presidential election year.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that. I mean, given the results of the Supreme Court race in Wisconsin and the fact that it was a special election and it swung super far to the left for the Democrats,
Hmm.
I think that's a really, really good sign. People are really fed up with the Republicans right now, and not to mention, people only show up like if they're going to be voting for Trump. I truly believe that, at least recently, because when it comes to the midterms, usually like in like the Democrats have shown to do better, because in 2022 it was supposed to be this red wave, and that red wave never
Right.
actually came. And more and more and more Republicans are completely pissed off as well, because they didn't vote for their retirement to be squandered, their 401ks disappearing. A lot of people are pissed and confused right now. Stock market is taking its shit. It's just total fucking chaos. Supreme Court race was like 55-45, right? Yes, that is correct. 10 points. She won by 10 points. And not to mention really safe districts for Republicans in Florida. Um, States that, like, counties, I should say, that
Yeah, I
went.
think they did really well, even though they lost. The Democrats did really
Yeah,
well. Yeah,
they
they only
over
lost by. I think they jumped to like by like 17 points or something like
some,
that.
yeah, something crazy. Like, they gained a whole hell of a lot of ground in
Yeah.
what's were supposed to be safe red districts. So now it's like this.
Florida has changed in my lifetime, man. You
Oh
don't know.
God,
Like Florida before you were around was actually a pretty open-minded place,
yeah,
and it just went red after W and just never looked back.
right, yeah,
Like, well, I guess Obama won Florida in
right,
'08.
right, yeah, yeah. No, I mean, I do hold out a lot of hope that, you know midterms are going to swing well for the Democrats, especially the worse the economy gets, because I mean, there's really no getting around the fact that Trump is basically holding the entire world economy hostage right now with these tariffs that make zero sense. Nobody can make heads or tails of them.
Right.
Um, Making sense. Well, when it's Gates promoting whoever's on the ballot too, yeah, yeah, down in Florida, yeah, that's a poisonous name on the right. Um, I mean, these tariffs, if done properly, they could have proved to be fruitful. But it's like I've been talking to fucking everybody. My dad and I had a long conversation about it. And it's just like his thing is, yeah, the whole economy needs a big reset, trim the fat, shake off the dead weight. Um, there's a lot of bloats that's pretty obvious, even before Trump was he took office. A lot of what's being lost right now is the shit being controlled by hedge fund managers. Like
Mm.
the hedge funds are just fucking having a horrible time right now, which fucking great. Fuck them. Who cares? Um, but if they go on for too long, that's where when the permanent damage starts. And
Mm.
if Trump and his cronies, who even knows if it's more than just Trump behind these tariffs, are sociopathic enough, they'll just keep everything in place, especially if none of the countries are willing to bite and negotiate new trade deals and shit. Especially if they don't reverse course and just go back to free trade.
Hmm.
It could get really, 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 really fucking bad. Um, but right now, I mean, a lot of tariffs don't even really go into place until, I guess, like tomorrow or Wednesday.
Hmm.
So the damage still remains to be seen. But just the fact alone that the market is reacting like this, the Nasdaq down 20%, S&P down similar numbers. Um, it's A lot of people are not happy. A lot of people are panicking. It's literally like uh it's pretty much a crash. It's definitely
Mhm.
it's definitely bear market territory. Lots of selling off, lots of uncertainty,
I think it's
and that's
already a bear market. I think we're
it's
in
been it
like
for a minute. Yeah, uh,
yeah,
yeah. So the thing right now is just like people don't know whether to buy the dip or not because they don't know how deep this is going to sink. And
right,
so uncertainty is bad for business, it's bad for capitalism, it's bad for the market. So a lot of people are just left swinging in the wind, and now people are getting margin calls. You got a couple banks calling for stimulus checks to be issued immediately. Meanwhile, the Fed's like, like unemployment's still fine. We're worried that these tariffs are going to cause inflation to go back up, so we're not in a rush to cut interest rates. We're just sitting back for now. There's just so many. Um, there's so many facets of this that just spelled just however you look at it from any side, left, right, middle, financial, business, whatever, um or even if you're a foreign government as well. There's just too much uncertainty right now. No one has a fucking clue what's going to happen because Trump can't be trusted on anything. And this is the thing too. This is what really gets me. Let me get to and before I get to that, let me get to what Megan's saying. The market bounced back almost entirely because of a fake story this morning about a 90-day delay on the tariffs. I saw that. Yeah, as soon as they realized it was fake, it started crashing again. Yep, I know all about that. Yep, it was literally a fake tweet. Some guy named Bloomberg, not like the Michael Bloomberg, but some guy said that the White House was going to delay the tariffs for 90 days, and uh, basically the whole market reacted and shot right back up to like the Dow Jones gained like 10% in like just a couple hours. And then when they realized it was fake, it went right back down because it shows that
it's a
people are
casino, dude. It's not a real
yeah.
capital market.
Yeah, like people are just desperate. People are just hoping that the tariff thing just resolves itself immediately. Like uh they're tired of this shit, you know. Which banks have called for stimulus. I forget. I think there's a piece in the Wall Street Journal. I forget the exact bank. I don't think it's J.P. Morgan, but it could have been. It I'll have to look into it. There's a report that came out. I'm sure if you look in bank calls for stimulus checks immediately, um, it'll probably pop up in the search results. But here is my thing, and my dad didn't even really have much of an answer for this, even though he's convinced that what Trump's doing is like evil genius kind of thing. Uh, shock the market, shock the economy, like rejolt it. Um, and just basically burn it down, burn down the those that are taking advantage of the hedge funds and shit like that. Excuse me. But when it comes to companies, when it comes to corporations, and like all the rhetoric about wanting countries to build in America, wanting to bring back American manufacturing, wanting to um, make America like a beacon for uh, uh, investment again.
Mhm.
Um, I don't understand how, for one, you don't put all the manufacturing infrastructure in place in America first. Apparently, there's a lot left over, because COVID kind of wiped out a lot of it, but a lot of it still remains overseas, Taiwan, Vietnam, China, what have you.
Mm. Sure.
Um, but if you're not going to incentivize them like with through subsidies or
Right.
or
No,
or
you have
or
to have
whatever.
industrial policy that supports the growth of new industries here domestically.
Yeah, not
There has to be a counter policy that promotes the growth of like car parts, for example. If you wanted all the car parts to be made here, you'd have to
yeah,
rapidly grow like 1,000 different companies.
dude, yeah.
And, I mean, it would just be, it's so
It would take a
convoluted. It's like, it's what's the genie's out of the bottle with global trade. Like global
mhm.
trade is here and it's not going anywhere. If you wanted to do
Yeah, that's the thing.
incremental tariffs that were targeted in certain areas over time,
Yeah.
that could have maybe resulted in some hedging of the market, some manipulation of the market in a productive way. but that's obviously not what's happening. It's
No,
shocking the system, like you were saying, and I don't think it's going to have the desired effect that a lot of MAGA loyalists. I still can't believe his popularity numbers are still like north of 45. I think it was like
insane.
48 last time I looked,
I, th-
but that was a few days ago,
I
so it could have gone down since then.
I've seen some numbers as low as like 36 or 38 or something like that. So
Yeah, and he
it
needs to get into the low 30s for
yeah.
something to change. And I think that's possible within like a month, maybe two. He could be around 33. I
Hmm.
mean, but that's probably as low as it's going to go, is like maybe 31. But
Right.
I don't expect that to happen for maybe another, I don't know, till July 4th.
Right.
Um,
Yeah. It remains to be seen like how far they're going to drop. Regardless, um so Megan asked which banks have called for stimulus, and the only Google results are from China. Sounds like fake news. China right now is doing a shit ton of stimulus in their economy, like a whole hell of a bunch right now. They're also taking the opposite approach of the United States right now by offering up free trade. Like, hey, you want to trade with us? Fucking here's our ass. We're legs spread for you.
yeah,
Come
China's
and get
open
it.
for business.
Yeah,
China's open for
yeah,
business right now, for
yeah,
sure.
and that's the thing too. Why in the fuck would any corporation, any company, any business in the world hold loyalty to the US when they can do business elsewhere for cheaper? And these tariffs, even for companies that are literally right here in America right now, are still going to have to import shit from other
Right.
countries. And if
And
we have
assemble the products here. Yeah.
yeah, if we have all these insane tariffs that Trump announced on basically every single fucking country, that we're gonna have to import that shit anyway and pay extra for it, like for this shit anyway. Whereas if you're stationed, if your factories and whatnot are stationed set up in other countries, you don't have to deal with these fucking tariffs because they don't apply to you because you're not based in America. So like if like a good example are the car companies right now because Trump wants the automotive industry to be set up here in America. They still need to import from other countries for parts, and if we're tariffing them, how is that going to benefit the automotive industry, let alone consumers? God, the consumers are going to get the the fucking shit end of the stick the worst, especially the longer
Yes.
this goes on. It's gonna get
Yes.
really fucking bad.
Check it
Um,
out. So when talking about my um, popularity numbers, those numbers sound like a bunch of stubborn conservatives who refuse to admit they were wrong.
right.
Yeah, ironic, isn't it? I mean, that's what conservatives are: is stubborn children that refuse to admit they're wrong. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what the Republican Party has become,
No, of
is a bunch
course.
of stubborn people who refuse to admit that tax cuts and deregulation and corporate America first is not the way to a more equal opportunity society.
Yeah.
So
And,
I think
and
the generational change. Everyone loves to talk about the transfer of wealth that's going to happen from baby boomers to their descendants, but the transfer of political power is obviously something that we're more interested in.
sure. Yeah. And like they're holding on to literally all of that wealth and power for as long as their old decrepit hands can muster. Megan says, do business for cheaper does not mean more profit. Sure, we have the wealthiest consumer market in the world for size. Yeah, I mean that's also true. Same to my Google results looking for banks looking for stimulus, not a thing. I saw those and I see what you're referring to. I'll have to like look into it myself. And why do you have to import parts? Because not everything is built in America.
Yeah,
Not every
the
mineral, like especially like
right.
semiconductors and
There used to
precious
be a
metals.
day, there was a day like 40, 50 years ago where independent economies could produce things soup to nuts. And
Hmm.
those days are gone because of the global economy, because of the deregulation that's taken
Yes.
place. The
Yeah.
genie is out of the bottle. It's not complicated. You can't go back. Like,
Hmm.
we are addicted to free market, free trade, and that's just something that we need to come to terms with as
Yeah.
we if we're as what we're going to do next, because I think we need to completely restructure society.
Right.
I think we need to go back to New Deal politics and redefine the relationship between government and citizen in a more specific way.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's going to happen, but that's what is needed to happen. Otherwise, we're going to be stuck in the same place in, 3 or 4 election cycles where a different Republican is in office. I don't know. It's not. Go ahead. What do you got?
Well, I'm looking into bank calling for immediate stimulus checks. It might not have been a bank. It might have been a different entity. But there's this YouTuber I watched called Meet Kevin, who's like top of the line, trading, investing, bro. Really in touch with the market. Really knows his shit. Very informative. And he's not like politically biased too. It's which it is valuable in the field such as economics and trading and the market and whatnot, whatnot, shit like that. Um, it was something that he referred to. Yeah, a fucking little tease. Oh, a YouTuber said it. I see, says Megan. Yeah, that's where I heard it. So it was a report. So it's probably not something that you'll find easily in like news results. For that matter. The company I work for can make just about everything in America with 99.99% American materials, both a high tech and mechanical production. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah. No, I mean, obviously it's super complicated and you're not going to have everything made here. You're not going to have like precious minerals and metals that are like they're going to come from America. You're going to need to import some things. I mean, for example, like China and Taiwan have like a pretty sizable near monopoly on semiconductors, and that's
Mm-hmm.
essential for a lot of tech. And if America is just going to keep on pissing them off and you know going tit for tat when it comes to tariffs, an all-out trade war, they can just be like, "Hey, no more exports of this shit. Good luck." So,
Yeah.
and then there really goes the global economy, especially the tech industry, and you'll see the Nasdaq fall off a fucking cliff.
Yeah, that'll be
It's a
fun.
mess. Yeah, it's a mess.
No, I mean we're going on a heroin trip, man, with conservative capitalism. Here we go.
Yeah.
This isn't even really conservative capitalism anymore. It's just a mutant
Well,
of
if
an
it,
attitude
yeah,
towards, like, it's a protectionist. It's an outdated protectionist attitude
very outdated.
toward building the economy.
Yeah, and
And
Trump's
no
building.
one ever suggested doing it this quickly. By the way, no one's
No, of
ever suggested doing
course.
it like shock the system like this.
Yeah, it's like at the very least, fucking build into it. Like have everything in place and then use the tariffs as leverage and do it in a targeted way. There's a way to do this that's yeah, it doesn't require like I want what I want now because I want it. Like
Right.
it's like we've
Right.
talked about before, and not to mention like if this was truly conservative capitalism, Trump will probably be facing impeachment for what he's fucking doing right now.
Yeah.
Like this is like
Right.
beyond absurd to like to the point like to the degree where if you're losing people like Ted Cruz and you got the entire Republican Senate right now that's facing a lot of pressure to basically rescind these tariffs because I guess they have to approve it. They have to go through fucking Congress. But of course, like, what does it matter now with the Supreme Court saying that Trump's a king among men? I mean, if this is an official act, can't really hold him accountable for it. But I mean, Congress still does have some power there. But the question is, are they actually going to rein him in? Are they more worried about their reelection chances, or are
Yes.
they more worried about like appeasing Trump? because
No.
they have to walk that tightrope. It's like, do I piss off Trump? Do I piss off the electorate? It's just
Well,
like,
that's what I was saying about his popularity numbers getting into 30s, and then think people then will really freak out. Josh says, liberal here. I'm concerned about our manufacturing because without manufacturing, we can't win major wars. Well, yeah,
mhm,
wars. I mean, we dictate whether or not wars happen for the most part.
yeah,
So we don't need to think. I don't think thinking about manufacturing as the primarily for prepping to win wars is a very it's a
yeah.
very singular view of our economy. The military industrial complex is a huge part of our economy and a huge part of our politics. So Josh, as a liberal, and I guess you're not a progressive,
Well,
I would
here's the
definitely encourage you to get to know the military industrial complex because that's related to what you're talking about. But go ahead, step out.
yeah. So when it comes to the advent of major wars, it should go without saying that the more stable the global economy is, the less need there is
For a war, right?
for a war. Yeah, and we're closer than than we've been in a while because of this trade war that we're not only that we're waging against the entire world, but with our biggest trading partner besides
Right.
obviously Mexico and Canada, which are exempted for good reason, if you ask me.
He's got another one here. China is a bigger threat to the U.S. than the Soviet Union was. If they decide to, they could choke us off from the oceans. I mean,
I mean, maybe
I don't think China's that stupid. That would be bad for
no.
business. Like StatPat is saying, that would be bad for business. And
So
then Josh wanted. I just wanted to wrap him up.
sure,
I'm very progressive, but I also want a strong military. Yeah, man. When it's the number one line item on the budget in terms of discretionary spending, then you're going to have a strong military. We spend more on our military than the next 10 nations combined globally, even more than China. Like, yeah, I don't agree with this. China is a bigger threat to the US than the Soviet Union was because we are attached at the hip with China,
yeah.
economically speaking.
So here,
Like we have to do business with each other to survive and grow because it's grow or die, not just in business, but in terms of a global economy.
yeah, yeah. So the thing with China is they've made moves over recent years. Um, it to be a bit more independent from trade with us, so they're a lot less reliant on us because it's become it's become more so the case now that we kind of do need China more than they need
Need
us.
us. Yeah.
They're a lot more economically stable, at least comparatively to right now. Definitely. But it doesn't mean that they're not vulnerable. It doesn't mean that they aren't seen as an adversary. They're what we consider a near peer. They're definitely the closest. Yeah, they're not a threat. They're only a threat if we, because they're a gigantic country. They're a gigantic economy. Like, so, of course, America, number one, baby, is going to see them as a threat. And like, it's the Chinese fucking century now, especially with the moves that the Trump administration is making. But they understand that they can't rely on us for everything, and so they understand that. Yes, correct. We are the biggest threat to world peace. Like, everybody's fucking done with us right now. Like, what incentive does any country, including the Chinese, have to continue trading with
We're not
us?
reliable. We're not
Y-
reliable,
yeah, yeah. Like, you want sustainability. You want excuse me. You want
dude.
stability. Yeah. uh, y- Even Megan says right here, manufacturing is also important for medical goods and technology, not just war, though both are very, very important in war. And she was correcting me earlier. China declared an export ban and imposed restrictions on several minerals and metals to the U.S. On December 3rd, 2024. That's interesting. Um, because that's still when Biden was president, and I know he signed the Chips Act, and there was an incentive then, especially then, to make a lot more like semiconductors here, like base a lot of the manufacturing here in the U.S. If not Taiwan. Um, she also says Commerce Ministry said that exports of antimony, gallium, germanium, and superhard materials to the U.S. would cease. Additionally, graphite products. Yeah, that's right. And apparently, I actually just saw like a headline about that recently, and I didn't know that like dates back to their uh, actions back in December. China's second most populous country in the world, but will face internal issues left over due to one-child policy. That's true. That's a whole other thing as well.
And I'm sure they'll find a way around it, though. They're pretty good problem solvers over there.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they'd have to do it um, soon. I mean, I mean, obviously, they're very centralized. So like, the, that they do benefit from that being a major aspect of their country. But countries like South Korea, on the other hand,
Hmm.
they're they're fucking done. Like they have like their uh fertility rate right now is like 0.75, and yeah, it's crazy bad there right now. It's crazy bad. And they're not so privy to opening up to immigration, and basically their country is set to collapse like within this century because the population collapse. Like just
Wow.
not enough people. It's like
Well, they have to reconsider immigration.
that's the only solution. I mean, me and Megan actually talked about when we were down in Santa Cruz about how um, the most likely outcome would be South Korea, North Korea reunite. Like it's such a crazy thing, you know.
I don't think that would happen.
Well, here's the thing: if it gets to the point to where South Korea is basically like just an aged out population, not enough people replacing the population, not enough people having kids and whatnot. Um, their their society falls apart. Like unless they just turn to robotics or immigration or do something drastic, like hey, you need to have 4 kids. It may not even be enough at that point because from what I've seen, they are past the tipping point. So at that point, what would happen would be North Korea would move in, or maybe another war starts, or maybe miraculously some deal gets made, and like the North and the South reunite, and maybe maybe the problem is solved that way. But from what I've seen, yeah, come like the 2060s, conservatively, South Korea is kind of basically done for. Um,
I'm pretty sure we're going to see some major, some world changing events, but before
mhm,
then,
mhm.
yeah,
No, of course, of course. And Megan talking about China, yeah, they'll release a virus that kills the elderly.
yeah.
Yeah, one Korea, let's fucking go. Yeah, it's a fucking mess. Like the whole fucking world's a goddamn mess.
Yeah, it's tough to watch. Like I said, I don't know. I go back and forth. Some days I start my day with the news, and some days I end the day with the news. But I've been trying. Some days I go without watching the news. Like this whole weekend, I just
Hmm.
dodged the news the whole weekend because I just wanted to enjoy the weekend.
Yeah, me too.
And
That's basically what I did.
so I really was thrilled to get through, catch up this afternoon, and be like, oh my god, like what
Hmm.
the fuck is going on? Like, and
Right.
I mean, and not that the stock market is the most important thing, but when it gets killed this much, like
Oh
worse than
yeah.
COVID, worse than 9/11, like when it gets killed this much,
Yeah.
that's not good for anybody.
Yeah.
That's not good for. I mean, except for the super rich who got their money out already, probably.
Yeah, for the most part. Like the ultra rich are gonna be totally fucking fine, but
Yeah,
all the millionaires that had a lot of shit tied up with the stock market and everything, and just keep on getting teased like, "Oh, buy the dip now! Yay, the tariffs are on hold. We can invest again." And all of a sudden, fake, fucking, and then
right.
just lose a whole another couple trillion dollars of
Yeah,
market value. Insane. Super rich are putting more money in. Yeah, I mean, I don't blame them. Like it's this mindset of buy the dip. Warren Buffett made money. Yeah, he's like the smartest one in the game. That's
yeah.
one of the
Warren
best.
Buffett's Warren Buffett. He knows. Yeah, he knows what's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, even like the months leading up to this whole thing, he and Berkshire Hathaway,
Yeah,
uh,
that's his company.
yeah, they started sitting on more and more cash. They started, I guess you could say, like they were liquidating their
Yeah, he saw it
assets.
coming, dude. He
Yeah,
saw it coming.
of
He saw it
course, of
coming, man. He
course.
cashed out.
Hmm.
Cashed out on a bunch of stuff to
Yeah,
hedge his, to hedge it, and then they're
yeah,
gonna buy. They'll buy it at the when it dips all the way to its lowest point.
yeah.
Make out like bandits.
No, of
That's
course. That's how
capitalism.
it
Like
goes.
that's if you want to simplify capitalism down to like its flaw. I was thinking about this because I was fed some Wall Street the movie quotes like on YouTube or whatever. Most of capitalism is just a small percentage of the population owning things,
Yeah,
and then everybody works for the things that they own. And then every now and then there are some people that rise from the working class to the owning class to the investing class is what I would call it. But it's very rare. It doesn't happen a lot, and most people who do make that transition started in the middle class,
yeah,
and the middle class just doesn't really exist anymore. It's just
yeah,
there's the working poor, there's the working class, but the working class is now, by contrast to the super wealthy, the poor. Like they're poor.
yeah,
They're living 50% of the countries on paycheck to paycheck. Like, give me a break.
yeah. I even saw Scott
This is
Besson.
hell.
Right, Scott Besson was being interviewed by, I think, Meet the Press, and even the host that was interviewing him made the point like, hey, the bottom 50% of Americans own 1% of stocks. Like
Right.
it, most of who's being affected right now are the rich, but like there's still like
Right.
people's 401ks are being just
Right.
devastated right now. It's crazy, and he just like has no fucking answers. He's just regurgitating what Trump's saying. He's like, "Oh, this is a long term thing. It'll be short
Right.
term pain, and we need to reset this economy because blah 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 reasons." And just and like even in other interviews too, like he's just like had nothing really to say about the tariffs. He couldn't really justify them like effectively. A lot of long-term Trump sycophants who have been fucking kissing his orange ass for years now are like, I'm losing a shitload of money. Like, did we elect a fucking retard into office? Like, what is going on here? Like this, I fucking who was the guy, Megan? It was one of these like some sort of podcast bro who was like, I
That's Theo
lost.
Vaughn.
No, not him. It was some other guy. Dave Portnoy. Wait, was it Dave Portnoy? It might have been Dave Portnoy. He was saying in a viral clip that he lost $7 million. Because of all this tariff shit and the market reacting. It's fucking
That's a good
abysmal.
anecdote.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What?
because he's like the American dream. He started his own media company, a sports media company, and then he went right. He was like became a Tucker Carlson buddy,
Hmm.
and so he's $7 million. I don't care who you are, that hurts. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know. It doesn't really hurt if you're Elon,
No, of course.
um, but that's the whole chicken caboodle was,
Hmm.
guys like that was like that's the American dream is to start your own company and have it blow up and become worth $100 million or more. You know,
Yeah,
that's what it used to be. But now it's like Gen Z has a warped view on this. They think you got to be like a billionaire in order to be like really comfortable. They
yeah,
have a very yeah they have a very warped view. Um, and it's something I'm trying to get familiar with and speak to because they're getting fucked right now too. You know, they got
right.
there's going to be fewer and fewer jobs out there because of all this.
Yeah, yeah. Um, I guess Megan sent me a list of the highest losses so far. I'm not seeing it, doll. Did you text it to me?
It's all good. It's
Yeah,
all good.
yeah. Like right now, it's just like the wealthiest 1% of people being hurt the most.
Biggest losers in stock market today. Top daily losses. Samsonite, Hutchmed, Lenovo, which is the old IBM.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
the Goodyear Tire Company. Who gives a shit? I mean all these. I mean all these companies that some of whom we've heard of, most of whom you haven't, because so many companies are B two B, business
Yeah.
to business. For those who don't understand that, very I think I don't know what percentage of companies but are B two C, but it's not nearly as many as there are B two B.
What are those two again?
Business to consumer versus business to business.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Like
So like a
businesses that literally
so
exist to serve businesses.
like a sugar company of high fructose
Uh,
corn syrup selling something to Mars to create Milky Way
right.
bars, right? Like
Okay.
that's a B to B, but then the Mars is B to C. Like that's the company
Yeah.
that actually, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Right. I see. Okay. Megan says
Yeah.
no. It was individual losses. Maybe I didn't send it because I can't find it. That's fine. Um, we're all gonna be losers here soon, eventually. So, um, but of course, like there's still so many factors that show that like maybe this won't be as bad, but it really depends on how a lot of countries react. Because like, are they just gonna like just leave it be, or
No,
try
they're
to
gonna.
negotiate?
I think there's been a gentleman's agreement across developed nations that if the U.S. hikes tariffs on you, you should hike tariffs on them,
Yeah,
and then we'll help each other out. And
right.
yeah, things will get more expensive still, but
Yeah,
at least we'll be insulated from the overall effect, and the Americans can take it on the chin. And that's I think what's going to
yeah,
happen.
yeah,
That's what's going to happen is we're just going to have to suffer through these next at least a year, and then he'll probably
yeah.
do something.
Given like
I hope so, Josh. Do you guys think Congress will actually remove Trump tariffs?
what's the hope?
I hope so. I mean, but we'll see. I mean, Stapat made the point earlier about like, do they care more about their reelection or do they care more about being loyal to Trump.
Yeah.
And the thing that I'm waiting to see is with these AOC and Bernie rallies is I'm waiting to see MAGA people burn their MAGA gear and say like I made a mistake, MAGA is wrong. I'm ready to try it Bernie's way. Like I'm ready to try the old FDR way. Um, and that is not happening yet as best I can tell. I feel like I would have seen it. I haven't really looked recently, but I feel like there should be more and more videos of MAGA people just being like, I'm out of here. It's done. I made a
Oh
mistake.
yeah,
And
yeah. I'm sure.
until I start to see that happen, I'm really not going to be hopeful. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah. I'm sure there's definitely a handful out there for sure.
Right.
And like they probably just don't go viral. Um,
Right.
but a friend of mine who is a licensed therapist and was going to get a VA job, she routinely sends me um, Facebook posts of people who admit in these statuses that they voted for Trump and how they regret doing so because of this reason or that reason. and there's quite a lot. Like there's a consistent influx of them. And there's more and more um, that pop up every day, basically.
Well, if you only
Especially the
voted
worst
for
that,
him, if you only voted for him once, then I could see you coming back pretty easily. If you voted for him twice,
yeah,
obviously that's more difficult, but still relatively possible. If you voted for him 3 times, I don't know, man.
yeah. It's like you said,
I
three
don't
strikes
know.
and you're out. That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know if you voted for 3 times. Like, I mean, maybe I'm sure there's some percentage of those people that are intellectually accessible, but very few. I mean, 3 times. Like,
right.
what were you thinking?
Of course. And it's like
Um,
you were all fucking warned. I mean, come on. Like I just want to like shake these people awake. It's like the libtards were right. The libtards were fucking right. Look, like explain what he's doing. Why is it like how does this make sense to you? Fucking he's destroying the fucking global economy. He's like shrinking everyone's 401ks. He's fucking eviscerating all like human health services, the VA, fucking SNAP, Medicaid, all this fucking shit. It's just like complete deconstruction of America. It's like come on. It's like a lot of them just too wrapped up in the cult. Okay, so Megan, yes, I see you. I see you. I'm gonna get to it. So largest individual losses due to the giant sell-offs in the market due to the announcement of the tariffs by Trump. Um, so the headline here from Nexta, I guess, I think it's like this big old tweet or something like that. Warren Buffett is the only one among the world's 500 richest people who didn't lose money due to Trump's tariffs. On the contrary, he profited. Interesting. That's because the 94-year-old American magnate began selling off shares of U.S. companies immediately after Trump took office. Yeah, because fucking he's smart and knows that.
chaos.
Yeah,
He knew
Trump
the
is
chaos was coming.
chaos.
He read Project 2025. He knew what was coming.
Probably. Yeah, he understands that like the economy was not good deep into Trump's first term. It took a little bit for his policies to like show the effects of the policies to show themselves, but a lot of it unfortunately got fucking uh
What?
it got lost in the sauce. Like well, when COVID hits, the effects of the economy of his Trump's economic policies weren't actually seen to the extent that they could have been if the world didn't fall into a quick COVID recession, because there were warning signs even before the lockdowns started because of Trump's economic policies. But people
Yeah,
like
you were smart, Josh. You were really smart, buddy. I wish
yeah,
I had. I wish I had the opportunity to go 100% cash.
right, yeah, didn't buy U.S. bonds who have no faith in credit in the U.S. government. Yeah, yeah, a lot of yeah, Megan's saying that Warren Buffett actually went to long-term bonds. Um, also like Doug Collins. I'm not exactly sure who that is, but so there's 17 names here. These were like the biggest
All right, just
lose.
give me five. Go.
Yeah, yeah. Number one would be Elon Musk, who lost nearly 20 billion. Second would be Jeff Bezos, who lost 7.5 billion. Mark Zuckerberg 9.4 billion. Um, Bernard and Arnault, I guess he's a French billionaire, losing 5.2. Bill Gates 6.4. Actually, I'm not even reading the right ones. Elon Musk lost
That was great.
130 billion. Yeah, yeah, the YTD change. Because Warren Buffett's the only one here that's positive, and he's just below Bill Gates. Yeah, 130 billion lost by Elon Musk, 45.2 lost by Jeff Bezos. Zuckerberg lost 28.1. Bernard
Really.
Arnault, yeah, the fucking
Zuckerberg lost 28.1.
28
Jesus
fucking
Christ.
$billion, dude. The guy from
Yeah,
France,
these numbers make more. These numbers make more sense. Go ahead.
yeah, yeah, 18.6 billion. Bernard Arnault, Bill Gates lost 3.3, and Warren Buffett gained 12.7. So he made a really good fucking bet on Trump.
Yeah, good
Uh,
for him.
and that piece of shit Larry Ellison actually lost 42.1 billion fucking dollars. See if I recognize any of the names here. Larry Page lost 34.6 billion. Yeah, just insane. Insane. Michael Dell losing 36.2. Um, yeah, absolutely fucking nuts. Like that's incomprehensible. Like the numbers
But
that
it's not
big.
real. But that's the whole testament is that it's not real money,
Not really, no.
right? It's like it's not real money because the money has to move to become cash. Like there's a difference between
Right.
investment money
Hmm.
and cash money. Like,
Right.
people don't think about different kinds of money in ways because we don't really teach people how to manage money
Sure.
and what to do. We don't really, that's not really part of our core education is to
Yeah.
teach people about like how the economy works. Like economics 101 should
Right.
be a senior year in high school class because people need to know about how interest rates work and so forth.
Yeah. Like the
I don't
most.
think most of them, I don't think most of them do.
Yeah, yeah. The most you'll learn is like how to fucking work a cash register and make change and shit. It's like you don't really go above and beyond that, like what, like,
No,
and you don't even really have to worry about like balancing a checkbook anymore because everything's fucking digital. So you can just
right,
like manage your finances through apps, if
right.
like whatever your bank provides and shit. So like, yeah, yeah. But I couldn't agree more. It's just like like teach a class, like have a lesson on buying and trading stock.
All right, man. I'm pretty wiped, but
I don't blame you.
all right.
It's been a weekend
You
for
should
me.
you should keep going for sure if you feel like it.
uh, for
Um,
sure.
and then let's talk more and try to do it Wednesday because Wednesday's Appomattox Day, and I want to definitely try. I'm definitely gonna go online. It'd be cool if you could join me on Wednesday.
I'll try. I'll see what I got going on. I started this band and we try to get together once a week to jam on shit that I've written and whatnot. And usually Thursdays are our go-to days. But there's a couple times we've had to do it Wednesdays. But I'll wait. I'll weigh the whole thing and I'll keep you posted on that.
All right, sounds good, man. So for my audience, please don't forget that you don't get changed in America by asking nicely. See you my next episode of Morning Bro. I'm bringing back Morning Bro.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, yeah. All right, guys. Talk to you later. See you,
have,
Stat Pat.
have a good one, dude. All right. Hello. Keeping at it, I suppose. Um, there are a couple things I guess I wanted to like cover, I suppose, but I forget exactly what they were. Oh, you know what? We can talk about Cory Booker. So Cory Booker, if you guys didn't know, actually broke the record for longest filibuster in like congressional history, like in senatorial history. Let's actually look into it real quick because there are a couple of tidbits about this that people need to be aware of. U.S. Senate erupts, big fight in class before Netanyahu Trump meet. Okay, Times of India. So Cory Booker filibuster speech, blah blah blah. Megan, are you still here? I'm not gonna keep going if you ain't here. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, he was on the View, but the View will copyright me. Uh, let's see. Tribute to late John Lewis. Shut up. God damn. Uh, Filibuster. Just give me like a summary, like what he like. Oh, Cory Booker did this and blah blah blah. Oh, the Guardian. Okay, yeah, like. All right, how about we pause and then let me actually go to. What? You're saying because I'm reacting to you. 25 hours. Yeah, it's cool. Apparently, Cory Booker dehydrated himself so he wouldn't need to take a bathroom break. That's fucking wild. Like that's insane. Like that's commitment right there. But not blocking a specific bill from what I've read, which is weird. Exactly. So it was literally just a fucking show. It was there's literally no reason to do it. But like, hey, look at me, I did something cool. Not actually fighting it back against any like Republican policy or legislation or anything like that. It's just like I'm gonna break this record and also use it to raise my stock and get attention because who fucking knows. Meanwhile, I'm gonna send weapons to Israel. I'm going to vote against lowering drug prices because I'm not beholden to the fucking American voter. I mean, bro's a vegan. You already know he's insane. Hey, vegans are not wrong. Vegans are completely correct. Doesn't mean I'm gonna be one, but you sent me an NPR thing. Oh yeah, so well, it's an article though. I was vegan. Vegans are wrong. So you're saying you were wrong, huh? I thought you were always right. You told me more than once. You're always right. Starting to question your narrative a bit, sweetheart. All right, let me pull this up real quick. Stop screen, present, share screen. Bada bing. All right. All right.
And they should not be treated as such.
You're vegan for eating disorder reasons more than moral reasons. You'll have to tell me more about that. I'll have to pick your brain about that sometime. I'm sorry I couldn't come to the San Jose Sharks game tonight. I would have, I would have loved to do that. I'm just fucking exhausted. And of course the show must go on. But yeah, there's the wine fest. There's the metal show. There's the trip down to see you. But all right, Cory Booker. God, I can never get over his fucking
I can't
face.
allow this body to continue without doing something different, speaking out. The threats to American people and American democracy are grave and urgent, and we all must do more. We all must do more because I believe generations from now will look back at this moment and have a single question. Where were you when our country was in crisis and when American people were asking for help? Help me. We have a president who's come in, and one of the first things he's done in 71 days is insinuate fear and insecurity about Social Security by threatening it. This president is invoking emergency powers like the Alien Insurrection Act. What the president has done is left our allies feeling
See, like, even me doing shows like this, me doing these live streams and shit, if I'm talking for like upwards of like maybe a couple hours, I do start to feel that strain in my throat. And it's just like to do this for 25 hours is impressive in and of itself, but what are you fucking accomplishing? What are you actually doing that's making a difference and challenging existing power? Power that the Democrats don't even have right now. What are you doing?
abandoned, feeling degraded and insulted. He's left our adversaries feeling emboldened. What does his Liberation Day mean to the people that are shackled to debt? What does his liberation mean?
It means that they're just completely fucked. Liquidation Day. Like, it's bad when a lot of the what is it, like the trading apps or whatever, like the whatever they're called, where people go to like fucking buy and sell and whole portfolios and shit. You know, it's bad when they are offering like suicide hotlines to their customers. Like, hey, you're probably going through it. Here's some help if you need to. Like, fuck, dude.
To people who are literally in jails right now because they were disappeared from our streets. What does his liberation mean to people who can't afford homes because of his tariffs, who dreamed of a new car, but that's going to go up as well? What about the people that are banned from the press corps because they won't call it the Gulf of America? What does his liberty mean to Canada, who fought next to us?
Would the senator yield for a question?
Chuck Schumer, it's the only time in my life I can tell you no.
I just want to tell you a question. Do you know you have just broken the record? Do you know how proud this caucus is of you? Do you know how proud America is of you?
And then they all jacked each other off over this shit. Like, there were like celebrity reactions to this shit too, like John Legend and some other folks, like, oh wow, Cory Booker did the record for Wowee. It's just like, Jesus Christ. Debt is worth less if money is worth less. Hey, that's a good point. Yeah, devalue the dollar enough. It's just like, yeah, enjoying you hating on this. Yeah, it's fucking stupid.
It's not a left-right crisis. It's a right-wrong crisis. It's a moral moment, again, in America that's going to define our character, about who we are and what we stand for. I don't know how to solve this. I don't know how to stop us from going down this road, but I know who does have the power. The people of the United States of America. The power of the people is greater than the people in power. It is time to heed the words of the man I began this whole thing with, John Lewis. He said for us to go out and cause some good trouble, necessary trouble. It's getting good trouble. My friend, Madam President, I yield the floor.
Oh my God, dude. He's so insufferable. I guess this wasn't so much of like a summary as much as it is like just like, oh, here's some highlights. But like, yeah, it's like Megan was saying. Senate wasn't even in session. There's no deliberating about any bills. There was no voting going on. He wasn't blocking anything. He just decided to just yap. He just had himself a yap fest. Yeah, like no point to it. Just something that he can pat himself over the back for, and he did like a rally not long afterwards and talked to people, which was fine, which was cute. But like, people shouldn't forget, this guy is no friend of the left. This guy really can't be trusted. He's beholden to Israel. He's beholden to the pharmaceutical companies. You know, he may be personable. He may be charming in a strange way, but he's not going to lower drug prices for you. And he's going to see to it that America's closest ally is going to keep bombing Palestinian children into pieces and slaughtering journalists and censoring them, killing innocent people in cold blood, dropping bombs on entire buildings, basically annexing Gaza, continuing their fucking genocide. Watch some Doug Collins vids. He's the secretary of VA. Yeah. So that's who that is. Cory Booker sucks. Yeah. Worst of both sides. He's the worst of the Democrats. Well, I wouldn't say he's the worst of the Democrats, but he is one of those slimy politician types that, he's charming and nice enough and charismatic enough to where he gets by, but you still can't trust him on shit. All right, I'll watch a little bit of Doug Collins, and then I gotta do some editing for my other channel. VA Secretary Doug Collins on widespread cuts to his department and impact on veterans. Do you have a specific video, baby girl? I'll react to that. Anything in particular? Secretary Doug Collins tells military reporter to stop scaring the veterans. Dude, the reporters aren't fucking doing that. The Trump administration is doing that. Doge is doing that. Gutting the VA, firing everybody. Fucking the VA is fucking stretched thin like crazy as it is. It's like, for fuck's sake. I already hate this guy, and I haven't even really watched anything from him at all. I just searched Doug Collins into YouTube, and like just the names of the videos alone is just like fucking end my suffering, dude. Bucker's like Newsom, charismatic, but against true lefty economics and social stuff, but then also against supporting the country and capitalism somehow. Yeah, he's friendlier to the oligarchs. Yeah. Can't really debate that. There's really no doubt about that. I might as well share my screen. Oh, you sent me an X link? Is that him talking? Okay, I might be able to actually find this on YouTube itself. Let's see. Secretary of Veteran Affairs. It's probably like actually on his channel itself. Nope. Hasn't been updated in 5 fucking months. All right. Secretary of Veterans. Vegetarians. Affairs. How about let's search? There we go. Yeah, nothing super recent. You know what? I'll pull up X, I guess. Be nice if I can get my damn account back, but oh well. All right, Sec Vet Affairs. Nope. Nope. Okay, from April 4th. Okay, this must be it. All right. Look at you calling it X. I love this. That's 2 more spankings. All right. From the Twitter of the VA Secretary. Fucking brat.
Happy to get to talk to you. Hey, everybody. It's Doug again. And I'm just so happy to get to talk to you again because you know what? We've been here a little over 2 months, and there's a lot that we've gotten done. I can remember one of my first times I got to talk to you as the Secretary of VA, the pride that I had walking into that office, the pride that I had in making sure that we're going to do everything we can to do the first and foremost function of the VA, and that's take care of veterans.
So that's why we're cutting the staff of the VA by like tens of thousands.
During that time, we have done. Hey, everybody, it's Doug again, and I'm just so happy to get to talk to you again because you know what? We've been here a little over 2 months.
Hey, everybody, it's Doug. I'm so happy to talk to you again.
And there's a
God,
lot
dude.
that we've gotten done. I can remember one of my first times I got to talk to you as the secretary
Hey, dang old Hank, man. Hank Hill's Boomhauer.
of the pride that I had walking into that office, the pride that I had in making sure that we're going to do everything we can.
There's a video about cutting the staff. Wonder how much he bullshits about it. Just downplays it. It's probably like all it is. He's Southern, don't be xenophobic. I am very xenophobic against Southerners. Do not test me on this.
Can to do the first and foremost function of the VA, and that's take care of veterans. During that time, we have done a lot of things. We've gotten rid of DEI. We've gotten rid of those things.
We've done a lot of things. We got rid of the DEI. DEI was really bad. We got rid of those things that are dividing us because your skin color be darker than mine, and if you don't have a penis, it's just a bad thing.
Things that are dividing us. We made a flag policy that says we stand on the American flag and the people.
Bro, the very left you making fun of an accent. You know, as an American, I think I can make fun of my fellow Americans and not be judged for it. Bro, the amount of leftist Southerners doesn't both if called have an accent. I think you just checkmated me. No, it doesn't count because Bo is based in leftist and something. Fuck this.
POW flag and our service flag. That's what we're focusing on. We have done a lot of things. We've gotten rid of DEI. We've gotten rid of those things that are dividing us. We've made a flag policy that says we stand on the American flag, the POW flag, and our service flag. That's what we're focusing on. Do you know also we've been working on disability?
The magic flags will unite us. We should focus on uniting under these magic flags. Symbolism is essential to fascist governments. Focus heavily on the nationalist aspect of them. Symbols, y'all.
Benefits backlog. We've been working on making sure that we're having clearer chains for getting monies that were in wasted contracts and things like PowerPoints and meeting notes and those kind of things. And we're putting that money, hundreds of millions.
You know, all these little PowerPoint presentations that show how we can effectively allocate resources and what all. It's just too goddamn boring. That's just so we're just gonna be doing away with that. We're just putting the money. We're gonna give the money to Doge. We can trust they're going back to Doge.
Dollars back into community care. We have a new focus on community care in which our hospitals and our CBOCs are working with the community to make sure that we're getting veterans the health care that they need at a quicker pace.
Which is why we're cutting the VA staff so that way we can test how quick he actually goes.
We're also trying our best to make sure that we're removing barriers to getting benefits and to getting health care. I've made it sort of system-wide whenever I go to someplace. I say, if we have 10 things that have to go through to get a benefit, then can we do it in 5? So we've done a lot of stuff in 2.5.
So all these little checks and balances to make sure that we're not cutting corners and making sure that the veterans aren't being neglected in very important ways. Let's just forego that shit. Make sure it gets done quicker because efficiency means go fast.
Half months, we've begun to look at our structure. We've begun to look at our pace. We've been to look at everything that we're doing. But you know something? But there is still so much work to be done. Despite astronomically growing departments, the budget, and the number of employees, the Biden administration failed to address nearly all of VA's most serious problems, including benefit backlogs, rising healthcare wait times, and the red tape that prevents families from accessing survivor benefits. Meanwhile, VA healthcare has been on the Government Accountability Office's high-risk list for more than a decade. GAO even says VA faces system-wide challenges.
GAO, what's that? Wow, is that the office that's basically Doge before it became Doge? All right. My uncle and grandparents have a southern accent. Me and my grandma's ancestors from the south, mostly very smart people. Yeah. Okay. Do we need to outsource PowerPoint? Really? The people who can't work PowerPoint? No. I mean, they could. When did they say it was outsourcing it though? Wasn't he just like doing away with it? Moving barriers is bad. I mean, I guess it depends. USGS, not GAO. No, like, well, USGS was the one that Doge was replacing, but GAO already exists. That's the point I made from like the very beginning. It's just like, what's the point of having a non-government government agency when GAO exists? Anyway, I digress. Let's continue.
In overseeing patient safety, access to care, hiring critical staff, and meeting future infrastructure needs. We are working hard to fix these and other issues. Unfortunately, many special interest groups, lawmakers, and reporters don't support any changes at the VA. They seem to view the department as more of a federal jobs program than an organization whose sole purpose is to serve veterans. They're using rumor, innuendo, disinformation to spread fear in hopes that the department will maintain the dysfunctional status quo. Some in Congress.
I would rather hear from actual VA workers and people who work like in local jurisdictions and offices about what the case really is for how the VA has been functioning and how the jobs actually have been and what the conditions are and shit.
Or even fighting to stop us from putting in place the competent senior leaders we need to solve the department's problems. To the lawmakers attempting to obstruct our reform effort, I want to work with Congress to fix VA. But our shared goal needs to be making things better for veterans rather than protecting the department's broken bureaucracy. And to the veterans out there, our message is simple. Despite major opposition from those who don't want to change a thing at VA, we will reform the department to make it work better for veterans, families, caregivers, and survivors.
So does that mean you're going to lobby the Republican Congress to actually give them the health care that they need and not veto expansions of healthcare benefits like the 9/11 survivors and shit? Or like people who still suffer from the health effects of Agent Orange or the toxic burn pits from the fucking Gulf War and shit? Like, are you going to actually like forego Congress if they vote against expanding the benefits, like the healthcare benefits that the veterans actually fucking need? Something that the VA can absolutely help with.
God bless you. See you again soon.
No, I don't want to see. I'm already tired of seeing you. GAO has existed. Yeah, 1921. Damn. I thought that was something that Obama made. Unless I'm thinking of the USGS. He's cutting contracts with outside companies doing PowerPoints VA. He didn't cut employees that do PowerPoints. Okay, it was just a weird point that he brought up. That's for sure. Yes, yeah, that's right. USGS, Obama made that. That's right. That's right. That's what I'm thinking of. It's crazy. Like, Trump could have taken a 100-year-old agency and be like, hey, Elon Musk, here you go. You're in charge. Wait, actually, no, hold on. I need to have Congress confirm you to this position if you're going to be the head of this agency. And you got a lot of conflicts of interest, and I don't know if they're going to confirm you. So we're just going to have this little agency called Doge just outside the jurisdiction of the government, barely, but not really, but kind of. And just have you lead that. If you're in the background, it was physical powerful thing. It was blunt media. It was basically bullshit complaint. I mean, it just sounds like bullshit. It's just on the surface. Capitalist effect on media is rough. You girl, sweetheart, understatement of the century. Yeah, my voice is starting to get to me now. Well, those employees are employees of the individual agencies, except the head. So it consists of multiple agencies. Is that how it works? Huh. Strange. Look what I have. A belt. I wear this all the time. Anyway. I think you're going to cut this stream a little short and do some editing. Any final thoughts before I do so? Anybody? Yes, they basically had to appoint those people at every agency. I didn't even know that. I had no idea, honestly. They had USGS people there already. It was easy. I thought Doge was a whole lot smaller, honestly. I guess it depends on how many people from each agency. All right. I need some water. I need to find out what I have going on Wednesday and Thursday so I know whether or not I can stream again. And if I got nothing going on, then I probably definitely can. Otherwise, we'll be back. Oh, you know what? Bernie Sanders is coming to town next Tuesday. He's actually going to be near here, kind of. So I don't even know about streaming. I might have to do a stream next Wednesday. I might do like I might do a stream, like a mobile stream at Bernie's rally. Next Tuesday. Band practice is cool. You shouldn't skip a Thursday. Would be cool, or stream about band stuff. I didn't even consider that. Literally, I can do a stream and then go to band practice. I see that you. This is why me and you are so good. You make me think of shit I otherwise would have thought. I mean, I probably would have. You know, I should give myself a bit more credit, but live stream mobile for the so that's what I'm saying. Yeah, we were thinking the same thing at the same time. Yeah, yeah. You literally said that like right as I was saying it. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. All right. Well, I'm thirsty. I'm gonna grab some water and do some editing, but I will text you, love. And for everybody else watching, just a reminder: you don't get change in America by asking nicely. We will keep you posted. You streamed before band practice last week. This is an idea I came up with. You just give yourself more credit. That was on my other channel, though. I will give myself more credit. Yeah. I'll see you, hon. See you, everybody.